Hey everybody, welcome back to Gold Toes Gaming. Today I'd like to talk to you about experience points in Mario Kart Tour. So basically what they are and how to get them and maybe some strategy on how to use them. So the first thing is experience points are used to level up your drivers, karts, and gliders, each of those components. So basically they start out, like these basic drivers start out at 400, and then as you get points on the left here, the orange ones, those are your experience points. They level up and it increases the base points of your driver, which base points are basically the number of points that you start out with any race. They all have a maximum level, right? So the silver bordered ones, the basic ones, maxed out at 600 points. The gold ones start out at 450 and they max out at 675. And the pink bordered ones, the highlighted ones, or the high-end ones, start out at I think 600, maybe it's 500, and they go all the way up to 800. As far as karts, they start out at 200. The basic ones go up to 300. The gold ones go up to 330, and the pink ones go up to 400. And that's the same for the gliders. Now, there are two ways to get experience. Of course, if you finish a race in one of the upper rankings, actually I think any ranking, but the higher ones are better, you get experience points. And otherwise, you can use a ticket to raise your experience points. Now, as far as the experience you get from driving, you get 150 experience points per day. And what that does is it's 150 across the board. So you run a race, you get experience points, usually between 6 and 10, based on how you place. And it applies to all three of the components you brought to that race. And you can get up to 150 total out of every race. And when I say total, it doesn't divide it by each of the components. It's just total overall that you gained. And each race applies all those points to all the parts you brought. So if you run out, basically it'll tell you that you've run out any given day. And at that point, you're basically just racing for more coins or stars or experience. What I would like to suggest is if you're going to run races for experience, make sure you use a driver and a kart and a glider that haven't been maxed out yet. So this Tokyo Blur level that I'm still running for this competition cup, I've been using the best driver I have, Donkey Kong. He's not to 675 yet. The chrome barrel here, which is only at 315. And right now, I mean, I would use that 400 one, that pink one, for trying to get higher points on the level, but I'm using experience still, so I would use this red and white swirl umbrella. I'm not going to run the race right now just because I want to show you some other things. But the other way, so that's pretty much it. And then once you max out a driver or a kart or a glider, I would not use that until after you've gained all the experience for the day, because then it's a waste. It really is a waste of experience. It doesn't make up for it in another category or anything. It's just not used. The other way to get points, of course, is the tickets. If you see tickets in your shop, like I had one today for this glider, I would snatch those up every time. It's basically every 3 of those is like a free day of worth of experience, because those are worth 50 points each. So what I do is I'm going to go back here. I have one of those that I bought earlier for my glider. As far as strategy, I think it's good to max out ones that you need for that competitive cup that week. If you've got all those maxed out or you don't have any of those, then I'd say work your way from the top down. So that pink one's already maxed, and I have one gold bordered one here that's not. So if you can see the orange points say can't upgrade, you can tap it. And then I have one ticket, it's the one I bought today. And you'll see these are worth 50 points. So it's going to eat up 2 points to go up to that next level. And there you go, my base points go up. It's going to eat up 13 there, so I've used 15 of that ticket. Another 14, so I've used 29 of that ticket. Another 15, so I've gone to 44 for that ticket. And I should get 6 more points in this next level. There we go, 6 more points. So that raised the base points of that umbrella, that glider. Pretty, what was it, 3 levels, 3 or 4 levels? Anyway, pretty sweet. So that's what I would do. I would use those tickets. And same thing with the tickets. Be careful with your using them. If you're close to maxing out that component, maybe don't use a ticket and just wait and get a little bit of experience the next day. I would say save the tickets for something that you can get all 50 points out of. All right, so as far as strategy, so that's how you get points, right? You get to race, you get to use tickets. As far as strategy, like I said, you get 150 points a day for just racing. And what I would do is I would max out, if you can, the drivers and karts and gliders that you need for that specific competition cup. So you see I've already maxed out Metal Mario here. He wasn't until this cup started. Oops, let's keep going. That little blue buggy card I got, and I maxed it out pretty quick because you want the most points you can get for the competition. And I can tell you that that's effective because here I am, tier 10, still looking at the top of the list here. So definitely use this strategy if you want to max out those points. You only have a week every week to try and to max out what you need. Now this particular race, I don't have any of the highlighted components, so I'm just going to keep leveling up these parts that I do have that aren't maxed out. And so yeah, we'll just do one race and we'll call it a day. That's experience. And you'll see at the end here that I get some for it. So let's get through this race here, Tokyo Blur. Tokyo Blur's fun. It's really a short race. You really can't afford to get knocked out too many times, to be honest. And so when I'm running through this race, sometimes I don't even get good items. And so starting in the back, let's see here. Oh, I missed him there. Darn. Alright, so short race. It's nice to finish first on that first lap. It really is worth, I mean, when you're dealing with non-top tier drivers for that, or non-favored drivers, you really want to get first place, even on that even on that first lap, because you need all the points you can get. Alright, I got some protection back there, red shell. Alright, let's get a boost. Yellow, red, mushroom, there we go. Alright, so 56, that's not my best, but that's okay, because I'm still getting experience on this level. You'll notice here that I got, let's see, it goes up 3.5%. I'm still getting experience on this level. You'll notice that when you're getting experience in any level, over time it goes down how much you get. You don't get as much the more times you've run it. And so when you are starting to get higher levels in experience, you got to go and vary up the different levels that you're running so you'll get more experience. That's definitely something to keep in mind. And also, if you've played a level a lot of times and you score one of the lower rankings in that race, your experience will go down. So take care and not run a race over and over and over just for some, I don't know, because it's easy or fast, and run the risk of getting lower ranks and making your experience go down. So, all right, well, that is all for today. You'll notice here we go, experience goes up. There we go. That is all for today. I appreciate you guys watching. Do hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.